I was way more
Wow.
prepared than you for this.
That's pretty standard, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, very much. Do you want to welcome our viewers?
How do you do
Welcome,
that? Welcome. Hello, everybody, and welcome to
Gel and
Woo!
but yeah, welcome everyone to Gel and Tell. We've wanted to do this for ages. Well, I wanted to do this for ages. G was kept putting it off, so I'm so happy, as you can see today, that we're finally doing it. How are you feeling, G?
Honestly, if it makes you happy, Nora, it makes me happy. I think, sometimes we don't want to always do the same things, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Because I think maybe it's because it's new.
I think you'll get into it slowly.
Let's see. We'll see.
Not the optimism. Anyways, shall we get into what Gel and Tell is? Yeah.
Go on. What
Okay.
is Gel and Tell, Nora?
What is Gel and Tell? I think, so the way that I was envisioning it, and I know we discussed it, was like, obviously I don't know when we don't talk during the day, but we talk a lot on the phone, on Google Meets, when we meet in person, and we have such like interesting topics that we discussed all the time. Not always business, but actually also topics outside of business that I think people would find quite helpful. And we were like, we should be recording this. We always say this, like when we talk about certain things that we're both excited of, is like, I wish we capture this. So yeah, what we want this to be is a bit of like being on the phone with your best friend kind of vibes podcast, whilst dropping a lot of value in whether it's business, marketing, what we're learning along the way as we are building our business, which we'll go into in a bit, and a bit of girl chat, because who doesn't love that? We might recap how we felt about the latest Love Island episode. We might not. We might recap why G fell asleep whilst watching the Love Island episode, and I kept messaging her and got no response back. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what comes up. Have I summarized it well?
I think so. I mean, who knows? It's episode 1, right? It could take a turn.
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, especially with us, because we change our minds all the time. Yeah. I expect a lot of unhinged moments as well, because we are very unique.
Special.
Oh, at least we both chose words that I think are quite similar.
Yeah, I think so. Gel and Tell, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. So who are we? Maybe we should give people an idea of who we are as individuals, but then also maybe our journey a bit, how we met, because that was a while ago.
Yeah, and what we do, and who Gel is.
And what we do.
Well.
Yeah.
So you might be wondering why it's called Gel and Tell. Well, Gel is our marketing consultancy built up of myself, G, and Nora. Our long names are Georgia and Eleonora. So if you take the front of our names, it turns into Gel. And our whole concept is that we help businesses, primarily service-based businesses, gel through better marketing and business systems so that they grow. And that's what we do. So we have a consultancy together, and we've known each other for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
And been working together for around 5, I'd say. So we met.
Yeah. We met
Originally.
before
Yeah. When you were a client of the company that I was working
Yeah.
for, and then Nora got a job at the same company, and we worked together for 5 years growing that business until we decided, let's fucking do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So we can go into that maybe a bit more, but yeah, G and Nora made Gel.
You want to maybe like tell the people like a bit about you, what your interests are outside of work?
God, my name's Georgia.
Maybe we describe each other. How about that?
Okay, go for that, because I'm like, no one cares. But then that's not the point, is it?
Yeah. She has an amazing dog called Dexter. He's my baby. I love him so much. This is not about me. This is about you. But so what else do you do? You're a hybrid rock star.
Thanks.
You're welcome. G goes through different phases, so you'll probably see these phases in the podcast where she decides she no longer wants to do functional training and then changes her mind again. And she loves a bit of competition. She's very competitive. So she loves being part of like community events. That's what you call them. Yeah.
Well, that sounds a bit weird,
No.
Nora.
What? Like
community events.
High Rocks events? But it's not just High Rocks, so you do other competitions as well.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call them community
fitness
events.
Okay.
Weird. I would just say I like going to do like sports and like fitness events.
Yeah.
Not community events.
With people.
Not weird.
So you're part of a community.
Yeah, but I'm not only going to do the exercise. I do that, and Nora likes to bodybuild.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nora
I'm
is
a
a
bodybuilder.
bodybuilding rock star, who likes to
Don't call me that.
oh, you can
No.
be a hybrid rock star, you can
But
be
that's the definition of
body
high rocks, is a hybrid rock star.
mm,
So I am allowed to call you that.
you're a bodybuilding superstar and you, like to eat specific foods and do your training to failure movements with Geo in the gym. Nora's from Cyprus originally, lived in London and Glasgow for the last 10 years. So if you wonder where Nora's accent is from, it's a
Yeah.
mixture of Greek Cypriot, a little bit of a Scottish twang, and then
A bit of
London.
London.
It's a hybrid accent.
Like, when people meet us, usually the first question is like, "Where are you from?" Or, like, you see them being confused, isn't it? Like, they're always, like, a bit like, "Hmm,
I think
interesting."
you've got a very I mean, you've got a beautiful voice, but it is a unique accent. So people
Yeah,
often do
it
I think they
is.
just
Very
can't place
mixed.
it. You can't place it. Like, if you
Yeah,
don't know, you're like, where like yeah, I think
yeah.
it's lovely though.
The funny thing as well is that it's like sometimes I mix the 2 languages because obviously, like, I was raised speaking Greek, and then for the last, like, 15 years of my life, I've been speaking English for the majority of it. So sometimes when I speak to you even, I throw, like, some Greek words, isn't it? Like, mid-sentence, and people are like,
"Ne,
yeah,
ne."
yeah, that's quite funny. I recently discovered that I was saying "ne," which means yes in Greek, mid-sentence to G whilst we were working.
I thought she had a tick. "Ne, ne." I was like, "Are you okay?"
I thought she had a tick. I was
"Ne."
walking her through something one day, and I was like, sometimes I do think in Greek before I talk in English. So sometimes, like, because of how fast that, like, my brain processes things, I might just say the Greek word out loud, and she's like, "Oh, that's why." Yeah.
But it's what makes you you. Anyway,
Anyways, yeah, that is a bit about us. Have I shared enough things
I
about?
think so.
Yeah,
I think that's enough for now. I'm sure we'll come into more things.
yeah, but yeah, that is us. Should we do a bit of like quiz thing?
Yeah. Can I ask a question about podcasts? Because I don't know, because I'm not into them as much as you are.
Yeah,
But like, do you edit them after? Like, will this be like full end to end, or will we like cut bits
we
out?
can cut bits out if you wanted to.
So like, I'm just wondering, like, if like I accidentally said something really bad and like used a really bad swear word, whether like that would like
But that's what makes you you.
I know, but sometimes like they're not okay ones. So like I just want to make sure just before we continue that like one,
We can edit
trigger
anything we
warning
want.
on swear words, but two, like they could get cut out, couldn't they? If like
Yeah,
I did do a really bad one.
yeah.
Okay, thanks. Just wanted to check. Now I'll put my hand down now.
Great. Do you want to do a quiz now?
Okay.
I'll just throw a question, and then we write who we think out of the two of us
So
it
we'd have
fits
like
better with.
one that says G, one that says Nora, and then you put one
Exactly.
in the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let me do that as well.
So it is kind of like Mr. and Mrs. Right.
Yeah. Let me
Can
just
you read
get.
these? Is that good enough? I can't believe I've run out of coffee already. It's a sad moment when you have that last sip of your coffee cup, isn't it? Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. I've seen the questions.
Okay. So first one. Who's the more emotional one out of the two? Wait. We have to choose first, and then we say 1, 2, 3, and then we show it. And
Oh,
I was
okay. I
gonna
was
show
only.
myself too.
Sorry. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
We showed
Sure.
it. We are
Okay.
not
Next.
elaborating on that one. Who's more chaotic?
1, 2,
2, 3.
3. You put that in on purpose.
No.
Okay. Who sends more voice notes? 1, 2, 3.
Really?
I put you.
No, you always send me a voice note when you take Dexter for a walk.
But then you yeah, okay, fair.
I would say I do love a voice note as well, though. I
I
do.
only send them to you because no one else who I'm friends with or, maybe I
Oh,
just don't have many friends. They don't like voice notes. Josh says voice notes are really selfish.
I don't think so. I think they're very thoughtful.
Yeah, but then the thing about a voice note is you have to be in a space where you can listen to it. And if you're busy,
Yeah.
and I think what I love about Slack and Instagram voice notes is you can transcribe them so you can read it
Yeah.
quickly. Whereas if someone sends you a 4-minute WhatsApp voice note and you're busy, like it
Yeah,
is a little
fair.
bit selfish because you're like, fucking hell, now I have to like spend some time, put in my headphones, listen to it, sometimes make notes so I can respond to all the points. You don't do 4-minute ones, but
No, I
when
never
like
do that.
had that before from like clients and stuff, not recent clients.
Yeah. Yeah, that's intense.
I remember getting 2 8.5-minute voice notes in a row from a client on WhatsApp a few years ago. And that is literally, by the time you've listened to 17 minutes of someone yapping at you and asking
Yeah.
questions and moaning, you may as well have just had a meeting.
Yeah. I think
That
that's
is
where you
selfish.
said a bit, like, better boundaries, isn't it, though? Because then that's where you're like, "Okay."
I
Like,
mean, I told them to stop voice noting me,
yeah.
and then they churned. But actually, it was a blessing in disguise. I mean, they didn't churn immediately, it was maybe like a couple months after, but it was definitely like, "You need to tone this down a bit because fuck me."
Yeah.
It was just intense, and most of it wasn't helpful or asking anything useful. It was just like,
Yeah.
"Too hard. Why am I not getting enough leads?" "Well, you're not posting on social media."
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the game. What's the next one?
Can you tell?
Who who would survive? Well, I don't know if I understand the question. It says, "Who would survive Love Island?" Does that mean, like, win it and find a lover, or does that mean just, like, survive the carnage?
I think there's a lot of drama at the moment, so maybe, like, survive all
O
the drama.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
I would say you.
Oh, I'd love it. Like, I would like, yeah, I honestly, like, if things had worked differently, I probably would have not gone on Love Island, but I definitely would have gone on some sort of reality show. Josh said he'd dump me if I went
Yeah.
on reality TV. So
Really?
yeah, yeah. No, Josh
Maybe
is
we
it.
should bring Josh as a guest on this podcast.
I don't think he would want to be on here. He's my fiance for context, for anyone who's
Yeah.
wondering who the hell this guy is. Nora's husband is called Geo. So when we
Yeah.
reference,
You know
you
who
know
we're
who we're talking
talking
about. But
about.
yeah,
Yeah.
Josh said he'd dump me if I went on TV.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair. Okay.
Who's most likely to stay up all night to finish a project? 3, 2, 1.
I think
I was like,
I would say both of us.
I went for you over me, but I kind of was like, I actually think we would both do that because we're both a bit unhinged
Yeah.
in that sense. But
We've done that before as well together.
I know, I was like, I don't know now. Okay, who's most likely to drink an entire bottle of wine? 3, 2.
Oh,
Well, that was easy.
yeah.
Okay, what's the next one?
G loves a drink.
Oh, I do.
But yeah, I think yeah, we could go to the questions now
Okay.
that you wanted to do.
So, like, last night on Love Island, if you watched the episode, they played a game where they basically, like the Mr. and Mrs., where you go like, "What's such and such's like favorite something?" And we aren't going to do, just for clarity, we aren't going to do like favorite sex position and stuff like that because that would be just wholly weird and inappropriate for
Very
Jelly.
inappropriate for a business podcast.
I know. Let's ask your business partner what their favorite sex position is on our business podcast. But what you do is you ask a question and then you write down. So I would say, like, what's my mum's name? Whatever. The idea is to see how well we know each other. Then we write it down and put it up and see if you get it right. And then we would be like scoring, but we haven't been scoring. So let's just maybe do like a couple and see whether we know each other really well.
Fair.
Mm.
I will probably lose because I have the memory of a goldfish, but it's okay.
That's called excuses.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna
So,
go with that question. I really like that question.
well, no, because you were with my mum last week. So it's just like not very like
Great. I wrote
challenging.
my answer already.
I'm going to ask you what my dad's name is instead. Yeah. Ready?
Wait, I think I know it.
He's got a short and a long version of
I
it.
know, that's why it confuses me.
Well, you can have one or the other. I'll put both in. Ready?
It's quite like
Sorry if you can hear Dexter. He's barking, and I feel like this is not ideal. But anyways, ready? What's G's dad's name?
it will be
3.
wrong, G.
I can't wait to see what you put. 3, 2,
I think like very
1.
English.
Reveal. What did you put? Ed, you know what, Nora? That's not that far. It's not right.
Yes.
He's called Ray.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
Ray. And it's
I
short
remember
for
the
Raymond.
month, but I was like, it's very English, and I don't know what it is.
But to be fair, I'll take that because it's not
Yeah.
like I refer to him as anything other
You
than
never,
dad.
yeah. The thing is, you always say dad. My dad's gonna come over, or like things like
Yeah.
that. So I think I've only heard his name once, and that was like probably
Yeah.
2 years
And it's like
ago.
your dad, like, obviously I follow your dad on Instagram. He's a bit more like that. Whereas my dad doesn't do social media. He just does like crystals and stuff. He's not really a social media kind of person. But yeah, Raymond's for
Yeah.
long. Nice. I'd say I'm actually like
I
quite
get
impressed.
half
Like,
points for this.
no, you don't get any points for it, but you get a
I
good.
did tell you she's very competitive, guys.
Okay, next one,
Okay,
your turn.
is it my question now?
Yeah.
You've met them, so I'm allowed to say, what's my grandma's name that you went to the when you came to Cyprus
I
to go to my wedding, you were in the same car with her and had conversations, and she gave Josh her blessing.
I know, and I helped her put her shoes on, but
What's her name?
I was calling her grandma. I didn't ask her name. I just call her grandma. That's what I do with my friends' grandparents. I call them like Nan or grandma. So I actually don't know. Grandma. I was literally calling her grandma. Do I just kind of guess like a female Greek
No, okay,
kind of
we
name?
can skip it.
Go on, tell me what it was because I really don't know.
Athena.
Yeah, I didn't know that's a beautiful name, but I didn't know it
Yeah.
because I was just literally calling her like, Granny, come on. I was like holding her
You had
hand
the
and
best time
helping her put her
together
shoes on.
though in the car, didn't
Yeah,
you?
she's gorgeous. Loved her, but I was literally calling her like grandma the whole time,
Oh,
which
okay.
I thought was cute. But now I'm like, doesn't help the game, does it? Okay, nil
No.
nil. We're on nil nil. Okay,
Okay.
next question. How old is Dexter?
5.
Okay, we didn't even need to write it down. Well done. You get a
Did I
point.
get it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Amazing. Oh, I'm so happy I got that.
Okay,
What?
what's the next one? So can you hear him barking? Should I just let him in? Hang on.
Yeah.
What are you barking at? Come and join the podcast.
Come on. Hi, Dexter. Okay, what's my favorite TV series?
Okay. Well, I'm hoping. I know which ones you like, and I'm hoping it's your number one. Do I write it down? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ready? Ready? 1, 2,
2,
3.
3.
That does say that does say
Nice.
Friends. Yeah, and I know you also really like The Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
I'd say Friends comes first.
Yeah, I'd say so as well.
Very nice. Okay, 1-1. Um,
Awesome.
I feel like we should maybe wrap the quiz because we are running
Yeah,
out of time,
okay.
and we've already been
Yeah,
yapping for over 20 minutes.
okay. Let's do shall we tell people a bit, like, how Gel got started and, like, where we kind of, like, came to the decision to start a business together and what it's been like since?
Okay. God, it's quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. So maybe let's start with what we were doing before.
Okay. Nora and I were both working at a startup in the fitness industry, supporting online coaches and personal trainers to grow their businesses through social media.
Yeah.
Both of us were sort of I'd say we were in the leadership team of the company. So I was head of marketing, Nora was head of coaching. We built up the functions and we were leading teams amongst the company and then managing clients as well. So it did get to the point where we were both doing a lot and like obviously absolutely loved it, wouldn't change it. Was such an amazing experience for both of us in terms of career development, connections, meeting incredible people. I think it just got to the point that after doing something like that for half a decade and
You're like, I
you
want
kind of
to
get
kind of
itchy
build
feet.
my own thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And, every single day, if you imagine spending 4 hours a day minimum on calls with other people, helping them to grow their businesses, loving it, but thinking at the same time, I pour so much into other people's businesses, including the one that I work at, that then there's nothing left to pour into my own growth.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, it's amazing having a job that you love and you're passionate about, but there's always a ceiling. Like
Yeah.
we basically got to the point where we couldn't get promoted any further. Like, and I mean that in the least, like that sounds really big headed, but I mean it as like really proud of both of us for where we got to in the company. And like we were doing so well, but like it's not the same as like building your own business. And
Yeah.
I think it just got to the point where I knew that personally I'd always wanted to build my own thing. And it was like, if not now, then
Yeah. And I think it was the right time. It was, well, we've met each other, and I think something that we always say is like we respected each other so much in terms of like how we work and how like our kind of like values with business and like how ethical we both are around like certain business topics, and like
yeah,
that it almost became like a no-brainer to kind of like just
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, I think what's funny is I always envisioned sort of doing something by myself, and the idea of like finding anyone that would be able to match me in terms of like how fast I work, how hard I work, and like wanting the same things would have felt just like, well, no one's going to be as like
Yeah.
psychotically overdrive driven
Yeah.
just in terms of like being willing to like work in like long hours and like always try and over deliver and things like that. And I think that that's what bonded us and made us like really good friends at work, was that like, you neither of us were just there to like tick the boxes
Yeah.
and have a job. Like we were there to grow, develop, push,
Yeah,
build a
and always go
career.
above and beyond for other people, which is what gel kind of like is surrounded by, is like that intention of like always helping people first. Like it's always like impact over income. We always say this. We
100%.
always said this, that when you always like put that first, put the like having an impact first, the revenue will follow. And I think many people get it the wrong way around. So kind of, yeah, it was our chance to kind of like do it our way.
100%. We've seen it so many times. If you're chasing money, you're not going to make money. Whereas if you
No.
chase like really supporting other people, helping and like doing the right thing, and for a business sense, of course, like having those boundaries. But if you do that and you genuinely
Yeah.
help people through your service, regardless of what business you have, you will grow it because it works and it gets results and it's positive. If
Yeah.
it's just focused on like money grabbing, like it never works
Never. No.
and you're not happy. And what is the point in having a business if it makes you feel like shit?
Yeah, 100%. You know, when I first joined the company, obviously you were already there. I remember before my first day, you had filled in my calendar with all of these like calendar events
So I was
and
training you. I was
sent
onboarding
me
you.
an email being like, "Oh, it's already in your cal," and I was like, "Yeah, like I'll work well with her. Like she's great." I knew that from that moment. I was like, "Okay,
I had your back. I was like, you
yeah,
you were the easiest person to train. I think I onboarded and trained 15 different people, if not more, over the last however many years. And you were the easiest to onboard and train because you were
yeah,
so quick. And just in terms of like, you just got it. Like I'd be like, right, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. You'd ask great questions, super switched on. I think you were ready to work with clients within like 5 days or something
yeah,
mental. And everyone else took like 3 to 4 weeks, respectfully. That's normal. But like you were not normal, a bit
yeah,
in the best possible way. And I was just like, yeah, she's going to be sick. And you were.
yeah."
And I think that's just like testament to your like
But I think that's
ability.
what we love about each other is like we are a bit mad, aren't we? Like we are a bit like, "Oh,
Yeah. But like, aren't the best people that way, you know? Like, I do feel like
yeah,
that's what makes us and like why we're really right for some clients, but also really wrong for others. Cause like
yeah,
not everyone likes that kind of like fast pace, high energy, like at all costs, but also just like have a laugh at the same
100%.
time. Like some people just aren't like for us. And that's okay.
Yeah,
And I think that's actually like a real blessing too, because you would know that if you get on a consultation call with us and you're just like,
yeah.
what the fuck is going on? You're like, this is not for me. And that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I think that's absolutely fine. We're not for everyone. We always say this. Another saying that we always stand by is like people buy from people, and like you need to get along with the person that you are working with.
100%.
So yeah, 100%. Moving on from like obviously we started gel. Before starting gel, we've had developed a really great friendship, and us building a business together. Obviously, it's not always the easiest thing doing it with your
No,
best friend. I'd say we've had a very good time. We've also had some challenging times. What would be something that you're taking away so far from like our journey starting a business together?
from like a friend's level or like
Yeah,
a just like a personal sort of yeah. I think a lot of people would probably tell you not to start a business with a friend. And I think because we'd already worked together and we knew each other through like a work capacity, like we knew that we could work well together and that
yeah,
like it would be, I think, easier than just starting a business with a friend, like that would be really,
yeah,
really challenging. So I think we've been lucky in the sense that we've got half a decade of work experience together to know each other's working behaviors. But from like a
yeah,
personal, our relationship perspective, I think it's our connection and relationship has become a lot deeper
yeah,
because we've spent a lot more time together than we did even before when we would talk every day and work every day. Like the amount of sort of contact time we have with each other is a lot higher, but
yeah,
like that comes with any kind of relationship or when when you go on holiday with someone and by the end of the holiday you're fucking sick of them, like it does lead to more opportunities for conflict.
yeah,
And I think that's really natural and also important because
yeah,
the fact that we do disagree on things and we butt heads sometimes and we do
yeah,
argue means that we're being honest.
yeah,
And I think that if we weren't arguing sometimes, it would mean that we didn't care because we weren't sticking up for what we believe in or pushing back on each other's thoughts or like
yeah,
challenging each other. And when you are in a 50-50 business partnership, if there isn't any friction, someone isn't holding back or
yeah,
something isn't quite, you know, that's not productive. So
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that we've argued, but I also accept it for what it is and know that
Yeah.
without that, there would be possibly harbored resentment. So
Yeah.
someone might not be saying something, a lack of opportunity for our relationship to develop
Yeah.
and for
I
us to
think our
become
friendship
better.
has become better through
Yeah.
starting a business. I don't know if you agree, but, like, I feel like we were put in situations that we had to learn how to communicate, and that has helped our business, but also it's helped us.
Yeah. It's not easy though. And I think you have
No.
to really want it to be able to push through that because it would be really easy to be like, oh God, like it's really awkward now. Like we've had like a disagreement. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. But it's not like that. It's like it always comes down to why we're having this conversation. And typically it's because
We
we
both
want what's
care.
best for Gel. And we have to sometimes put our friendship to one side and put the business first, which
Yeah.
is an interesting dynamic as well. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, like we always say, nothing is more important than our friendship when it comes down to it really boils down. Like no amount of money, no client, no
Yeah.
anything like that. Like we're not losing our friendship over anything
Yeah.
material or business related.
I think
But
it complements as well, like, like, I think sometimes because we care about each other, we care about both of us being happy with business, and that doesn't mean both of us get our way all the time because that's not possible because we are quite different as well. Like, we're very similar in a lot of ways, but we are also very different people. But, like, I care if I wouldn't ever want you to not feel like you can share how you feel about certain situations in business. So yeah, you're right. I do think it complements it though, because if we didn't care about each other, we wouldn't care if you had any issues with, like, any business decisions, or, like, I had any issues.
yeah, 100%. It definitely is like one of our strengths as
Yeah,
like a business, but also I think it can be, emotionally quite challenging sometimes as well, which is normal. But I think that's the same in any form of relationship, with your siblings, with your partner, with your friends.
yeah,
Like when you spend a lot of time with people and you have to have difficult conversations, like there naturally will be
yeah,
tension and disagreements. But I think
yeah,
that's actually quite healthy.
yeah, 100%. I don't think many people have got the skills to communicate as well as we have potentially
Learn
done
to.
the last,
Yeah.
yeah, few
6 months
months.
especially, like, yeah, I think there would have been a point where we probably wouldn't have, like, been as forthcoming with certain opinions and stuff because we wouldn't have wanted to, like, offend the other person, but now we've got to the point where we can have, like, the
Yeah.
right
We are
conversations.
funny as well though when we fight. A bit funny. We are a bit funny.
We do have a safe word as well, don't
Yeah, we
we?
do. We do. We're not gonna
We need to
share it.
diffuse the situation, we're not gonna share it because it's, private.
Yeah. But it's been such a learning, like, we've learned so much. I mean, I feel like I've developed as a person through it as well, like, and changed my opinions on certain things.
That's good. I like that. I feel like it is just constantly like a growth game, isn't it? And like doing
Yeah,
things that you don't really want to do. Like I don't want to be like posting videos on social media every day. Like I really
yeah,
don't. But then I
yeah,
accept that that's part of the journey and part of what we're doing. And I love
yeah,
helping other people create content. And I
yeah,
always have. But now it's a case of like, no, we're doing that for us and we have to show up and practice what we preach as well, which,
100%.
doesn't mean that you enjoy it all the time. And I think that's a really important thing because a lot of especially like online coaches that we speak to, you know, when they don't enjoy something, they don't do it. But we know
Yeah,
that if you want to grow a successful online business or any kind of business, not every input is going to be something you enjoy. You have to do the things that
100%.
you don't like to get the result that you want. It's like fitness or anything.
Yeah.
Like who likes counting macros and doing 10,000 steps a day and drinking loads of water? Like, yeah, you do. But like the average Joe doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily
no,
enjoy
they
it.
don't.
But,
Yeah,
like, it doesn't mean that if you wanna lose weight or whatever, you've gotta just freaking do it. You just gotta get it done.
100%. Okay. I mean, I think that's been a very productive,
First little ep.
first little episode. Maybe before we go, just a bit of like what would be your biggest learn since starting Gel? What would be if someone was to ask you, what would be your number one advice if you're starting a business?
Mhm.
From what we've learned so far at Gel, what would be your number one key takeaway?
My number one takeaway would be don't underprice your services because you think you're new. If you've got experience in something and you know you can get great results, don't just price yourself low at the start because you think that
Yeah.
that's the way to get clients. I think we really made that mistake. And our first sort of like 5 clients, we charged under half of what we charge now for the same service.
Yeah.
And as much as we love them and they're great people and like businesses and, we love supporting them, we basically lose money on them. So I would say, even if you're new, don't underprice because of confidence. Price your service based on unit economics and also your value. So it's
Yeah.
not about the amount of time you put in, it's about the value and the outputs that you can get and the return on investment for the client too. So that's my biggest takeaway. What's yours?
Love it. I would say don't wait until everything is perfect. Like, give it a go even if you don't feel ready. And I think that's something that we do quite a lot, is like, we are both very much perfectionists, I think, in certain areas. We want our job to be like really good and very good quality, but equally we've learned to kind of just go for it. If we've got an idea, just try it. Like, you have nothing to lose. I think too many people like stop themselves from giving it a go until like the perfect timing is there, like the perfect situation is there for them to like either start their own business or their side hustle. It doesn't have to be that they give up their job to start something that they love, but they never go for it because it's not never like the perfect conditions
Yeah.
for them to do it. So yeah, that would be the biggest thing. I'm so glad that we did it this year. Like, yeah. And we always say this is like, it's so much fun as well doing it together. We like, no matter going back to like the disagreement stuff as well, no matter how many disagreements we have, the thing that we always say, once obviously things settle down, is I wouldn't do it with anyone else. And that's the biggest thing. We have so much fun. Have fun with business. Like, it doesn't have to be stressful and boring. Obviously, that's part of it. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't like, but enjoy the
Yeah.
ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
Preach it, sister.
Love it. Okay. I guess we'll see you guys on the next one if Georgia follows along with this plan and does
Love
it
it.
again next week. But yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more.
Yes. Love it. See you soon.